I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Hello and welcome to Raw, the Fight Within podcast with me, KUGAN CASSIUS. This week I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Mr. Reza Ali.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm all good. We had a little go about me pronouncing your full name, which not everyone gets accurately, so if you could repeat your full name just for people to try and get to grasp of it if they can't pronounce it.
No, it's not that hard. It's Ali Reza and my surname is Qadiri.
Ali Reza Adili.
Qadiri. Can you say it?
Ali Reza Adili.
You can. The closest is Ali Reza Katiri.
Ali Reza Katidi.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I wanted to get you on this podcast because I think like you've done some interviews with IFL over the last 2 years or so, but we know you've spoken about kind of your backstory, which is quite remarkable. So I wanted to kind of touch on certain elements of that in this podcast. So we're going to start you in quite easy, and then we'll kind of get deeper as it goes. You up for that one?
Yeah, I'm down. It's like boxing 12 rounds, yeah?
Yeah.
It's getting harder every round.
Okay, that's a good way of putting it. I've never used that analogy before, but yeah, we'll roll with that one.
Yeah.
What were your first ever memories of boxing, just in life?
So, the thing is, I started as a young kid as a kickboxer. But the thing is, when I went to kickboxing gym, that's the thing I have as a boxing. My coach originally was a boxer, but he was teaching us how to kickbox and Muay Thai. And when you went in the gym, it was a big photo of Mike Tyson, but he was looking scary. It wasn't just any photo of him. And I said, look at that guy, man, he's just scary. And then I was very young, maybe like 8, 9. I say to my coach, who's that guy? He's like, he's the baddest man in the world. And he started showing me some tape of Mike Tyson. I was like, I want to be like him, man. But I never had the chance to box because I was doing Muay Thai, kickboxing, doing a lot of national championship tournaments. And eventually when I came to the UK, I said, you know what, I think I want to be a boxer. But like I was very kid, and I never forget the photo of Mike Tyson everywhere. And I think my coach really loves him, so his photo were everywhere.
I think whether you're a fan or obviously you're in the sport, there's always one boxer that kind of not help you get into it, but to a certain degree, yes. Even like from a watching perspective, there's always me. I repeat myself every week, it gets boring when I say this, but Prince Nassim Hamid was the person that I first started watching to get me into boxing. So would you say for yourself, since you saw that poster, it was Mike Tyson that kind of was your first love of boxing to watch?
I believe so, because he wasn't just any man, you know?
Yeah.
Like imagine you don't know anybody, and the first one you get introduced as a boxer is Mike Tyson, you know? You go look at him, you go study him, watch him fight, he's like, this is not just any guy, you know? He comes to take your head off, and he's a Batman outside. And the way he talk and everything about him, I was like, I want to be like him. And I come from the ghetto, you know? It really relates. And I was like, yeah, I want to be like him. All I said, I remember to my coach, I was a young kid. I had the long hair. And I said to my coach, I said, I want to be like him. I remember he looked at me, he shook his head.
Do you remember the first ever fight that you attended? Like, just as a fan or in whatever capacity?
In boxing or like?
Well, in boxing, yeah. In boxing.
In boxing, as I said, I started boxing when I was 19, when I arrived in the UK. And I didn't watch any boxing. I didn't go to any boxing because I came here as an asylum seeker. So as soon as I arrived, I went to a boxing gym. I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. I just said to myself, I want to be a boxer, like from nowhere. I landed in Glasgow, July 13, 2016. First thing I done, I Googled a boxing gym in Glasgow. So I went there, I couldn't speak English. I went there, I said, I want to box. And the guy, with Google Translate, the guy said, this is the amount of money you have to pay. So I told him, I don't have money. He said, I'm sorry, I can't let you train. I said, okay, so I left the gym. I found the Iranian guy in Glasgow who was a professional boxer by then. I think he was 3-0, but he said to me how tough it is to be a pro boxer if you're not signed and stuff like that. And he has to sell tickets, so he finds it difficult to box. So I heard all this story. I'm like, I want to be a boxer too. So he's here for many years. He struggled to box, let alone me, you know. So I kind of lost hope. And then I asked him, I said, can you take me to the gym? Because he was going to that gym. I said, can you take me to that gym? So he took me to the gym. They let me in. I trained with them for a couple of days. And then they sent me, government sent me, because they were keeping me in their hotel in Glasgow. I just arrived. And then they sent me to Ilford. Then they sent me to London. And again, I did the same thing. Searched, where is the boxing gym? I found a pro gym. I went there. They said the same thing, you know. Barry was there. You know, Barry was there. I said to him, I want to train. Money again. I said, listen, I don't have money. Like, I don't understand why. So when I came to London, the first thing I done again, I searched where is boxing gym. So many came up randomly. I went to that one, you know, and I went there. I said, if I'm not, it was in Limehouse. It was this guy called Mike something. Anyway, so I went to his gym, and then they asked me like if I have money. I said I don't have money to train. So Barry said to me, you got to clean the gym instead if you want to train here. So I said, no problem, I'll clean the gym and let me train. And I remember it was last year. I went to Essex to spar, a couple of boys there. And I told him the story. I said, do you remember me? Because I had good sparring. And he said, oh, I see you coming here, you're improving every time. I said, do you remember me? He said, no. So I'm the guy who came 2016 to the gym. I said, can I train here? I had very short baby face. And he said to me, clean the gym if you don't have money. So that was the deal. I cleaned the gym and you let me train. And it was actually, Barry said to me, listen, this place is not a good place for you because everybody's pro. And I told him I have a fighting background. I'm a professional Thai boxer and stuff. But it's totally different. So he took me to West Ham Club. Barry took me to West Ham Club, and that's how it started.
Oh. So, yeah, all those years ago, it could have been different. Even going to a different gym at that point.
Yes, I could end up in another place. Anything could happen, honestly. You know, I believe that I was destined for this, and it's a bigger energy up there and put me in the right places in the right time with right people.
How old are you now?
25.
25. Do you ever think about what you'd be doing with your life whether it was boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, like you wasn't doing that? What do you think you'd be doing now?
It's a lot, you know, the boxing background, whoever is a boxer, they all come from a struggle, hard time. So I'm one of them too. It's not like I'm very special or something, you know. Some, they just got different story. If I wouldn't be a boxer or like being in the ring, because being in the ring and fighting saved my life, like many fighters like me, you know. But the thing is, I absolutely didn't have anybody as a kid, you know. I fed myself since I'm 6 years old. My father was a heroin addict, and just before turning 6 years old, I had a car crash with my family. Everybody died except me, so I'm the only survivor. So he comes, he just take me from my mother. and like you can take care of Ali, so I'll take him. He put me in an abandoned house, very far away, and so he left me. I had to feed myself, trying to survive, trying to go home. The trauma that I went through as a 6 years old kid, and bear in mind, just a month before that, 2 months before that, I lost my family. I'm burned in very special care in the hospital, and the treatment is really tough and painful. You know, I'm doing a lot of treatment because I was burned, proper burned, but you can't see anything. Taking me to a steam room with a jet wash to wash me and rub my face, you know. So it was tough. That made me the person I am today. I feel I'm the strongest man. Like, there is nothing that I can do in my life, and I don't need to prove this to anybody. Boxing is one part of my life. I've got other things going on, and whatever is a challenge for me, I always win against the challenge, you know. So for me, I've been proven to myself I'm a very strong man. And sometimes I used to complain back in the day when I was not clear with my vision, why God put me in so much shit, you know. I'm an innocent kid, didn't do anything wrong. But then I noticed maybe it's just like when I got older, maybe just it's my destiny to go through them, to be a tough man. Because lately, like, everyone, we evolve in life, you know. I think lately I discovered a lot about myself, about why I'm here, why I have to be a champion. I always knew the answer, but it wasn't that clear. That's why more than ever I'm determined to be champion. That's why I make so much progress every fight. That's why whoever spar me and sparred me before is shocked. Like, how the fuck you improve like this? I'm like, I give my heart and my mind to it, like, more than ever.
I mean, it's difficult for anyone to even comprehend what you're like. I've heard the story of which is absolutely horrific and extraordinary. Those circumstances that you've gone through, like I said, you mentioned the trauma that as a 6-year-old. I mean, I couldn't even begin to comprehend what that would have been like. Is it a little bit of that time, 19 years ago now, that specific moment, a bit of a blur in your brain, or do you remember it?
I promised myself until the day I'm alive, I don't want to forget it, because you have no idea, like, how much motivation it gives me. Like, I turn my bad card to my good card, you know. I try to use them. I don't want them to be my enemy, those memory. But obviously it was last year I started documentary for Amazon Prime, and then I had to talk about my whole life in very details. And I noticed that I'm getting depression and stuff. But if I don't think about too much of the details, but as long as I remember where I come from, and whatever today I have, it was a dream, and I'm honestly living the best life I could ever ask. And this is just the beginning of my career, you know. Like, I don't want to forget it, because that what makes me different from any other fighters. They don't have, like, I had so much fight out of the ring in my life. You know, fighting in the ring is very fun. It's, don't get me wrong, it's very tough. You know, somebody come to take my head off in the ring. It's championship rounds. It's like, or everybody got a dream to be a champion. You know, I'm not the only one. But like, they can win against what's in my heart, because what I went through, I fought till I was 22 years old. Honestly, I struggled till it's only last couple of years, like, I'm understanding what's life. I always struggle. I always worked hard. I always had to fight to be the person I am today. Go through a lot of depression, like anxiety, you know, and but still always keeping a smile on my face. I don't care, like, if it's end of the world, I still smile. You know, it's a big thing for me. I was born free, I live free, and I die free. So I want to be a happy man, because past was tough, family issues and stuff like that. But I want to be happy. You know, life is too short for me to fucking bitch about it.
When you was growing up as a child, or kind of as you approach kind of any kind of age, do you remember the first ever kind of fight or you got into outside of any kind of ring environment? So nothing to do with boxing, nothing to do with kickboxing.
Oh yeah, my whole childhood. My whole
One,
childhood.
is there one that sticks out for you?
I tell you this, when I was kid, like I didn't have anyone to take care of me or look at. I always obviously had my grandparents, but they were doing their own things, you know. So I'm on the street every day, and home definitely is not a good place for me. Everyone go home because home is a good place for them, to their parents. That wasn't an option for me, you know. Home is a scary place for me as a kid. So my other option is the street. And a street in a ghetto is also not a good place for a 6 years old kid. So I'll come home again. My father let me go when I was 7. He kept me for a year. I come home and I'm an angry man. Like very angry man. I hate my mom because I felt like it wasn't her choice. Why she's not coming to rescue me, you know? All I wanted was my mom. That's it. But for some reason, mom couldn't come get me. And I'll come home, I hate my mom, I hate everybody. I'll go on the street, I want to fight everybody. I'll go to a school, I smash kids up, you know. And I've never been a big killer, I'm always a small, but like the anger inside me, I want to fight everyone. Then I go, I find some, not good friend, you know, people that dare to make trouble. I always hang out with them. They get stabbed, they go to police station, they get arrested. Till one day I was 8 years old. Somehow I meet my coach, and then I feel like God sent him to me, you know. Again, till I was 16, 17, I got arrested so many times when I was a teenager. My man come just take me out, again put me in the gym, and give me my pep talk, beat me up. Even my coach beat me up really bad, you know. Like, you don't belong to the street. You don't want to be like your father. Like, this is the place. Gym is your place. But many times, like I remember I used to fight every day on the street. But when I left home, I said, you know what? I take what's good in that type of personality. You know, obviously it has some benefit for me to be a tough man, look after myself, be a streetwise. But anything apart from that, I leave it behind me. I go as a young man, as a fresh man, with a different mindset. I want to go to just, you know, I want to go get the world and anything inside it, you know. I just want everything. Enough is not enough, so I'll go get it. I'm here today.
This next question I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to assume that there are many points of your life you felt like this, but tell me about a time in your life specifically that you felt that you were fighting a losing battle. I'm assuming that's kind of happened all the way through your life.
Yes.
But what is the thing that stands out at what point in your life? Does it go back to when you were 6, or did it come after that? A point where you thought that you were fighting a losing battle?
I think when I was, like, you know, something happened to me when I was kid. Like, till today, I just can't get over it. I think until the day I'm alive, it stays with me. I have this thing in me when my father take me. That was the fight I lost every day. I tell you this story. My father take me, put me in an abandoned house. So every day I'm trying to run away, yeah? And I'm only 6. I don't know my address. And I'm afraid of my father and the strangers. Maybe somebody else take me, kill me or something, you know? So every day I take a walk for around an hour and a half to go to motorway from this, because my father put me in a...
At 6 years old?
Yes, put me in a desert, in an abandoned house in a desert. So I take this an hour and a half walk, and I get to motorway every day. Doesn't matter if it's rain and it's mud, it's snow. Every day I take that walk. I'll go to the motorway, and I'm like, today is the day I'm gonna go meet my mom. And when I get there, I'm afraid, because I'm afraid my father come and beat me up, and I don't know my address and stuff like that, you know. So every day I took that walk, and I came back again very sad. And before go to sleep, I used to say, tomorrow is the day You're gonna meet your mom. Tomorrow is the day. So again, I go, I'm afraid. Again, I come back. I did that every day. So that taught me two things in my life. The first lesson that I want to take was hope. I learned hope dies last, you know. And but second thing was like, well, I'm fighting every day and I'm fucking losing, you know. I'm trying, but like, why nothing's happening? Because if they say if you try hard, like it happens. I tried for a year, like I couldn't make it happen. So I lost every day until my dad one day, he was high and stuff like that, beat me up and gave me back to my mom.
Wow. It's difficult even listening to this, to be honest with you. It is.
Yeah.
It's really hard to even listen to this. Like I said, I knew little parts of your story, and it's not. I think it doesn't give it justice to call it a story because it's your life, if that makes sense.
But as I said, Cohen, like a lot of people, I came to this understanding that it's not only me like this. A lot of people had tough time, and if it was really tough, so what? What can I do about it? It was out of my control. Let me take advantage, because it's only a choice under pressure to break or to grow. Simple as that. Because facts are facts. I don't want to break. Like that's just not my personality, you know. For some reason, it's just not me to break. I just keep trying and I always keep hope. And I believe there is somebody up there. See, I work hard, and anybody work hard and keep faith. I'm a man of faith, you know. I decided to be champion of people, you know. You were there for my last fight. I represented 90 million people back home. The people that are younger than me, and they get executed in Iran. So you see, there is purpose. How do I know? Maybe that's why I'm alive. Maybe to inspire people. Maybe one day I'll be a legend in the sport. And maybe that's my aim. Everybody had a dream. Any legend had a dream.
Of course.
You know, I'm next. Why not? I won against the battle of life. I don't think boxing is harder than life. I don't really think so. Maybe a better man can't beat me that day. I don't care if I lose one day, but I'll come give it all, you know. And you beat me, I'll come again. No problem. I belong to the toughest in the sport of boxing, you know. It will happen. I just need some time. And you have to understand, whoever you name in this country that is a prospect, they started boxing when they were like 5, 6 years old. I only box when I'm 19, you know. So it's only a matter of time. If I had the option they had to box since of age of 6, 7, I would be world champion by now. That's guaranteed.
What are the everyday battles for you today when you wake up in the morning?
I just want to be better, man. Like yesterday, when I trained in the gym, I pushed my body. Today, my whole goal is to push myself more. That's it. Funny enough, you know, a lot of things I learned from Mike Tyson. I was listening to his Hotbox podcast. He said something interesting that I didn't know, that unconsciously I do this since I'm a kid when I go to gym. Literally every day I go to gym, whoever training with me, they see this in me. I really train so hard till I really pass out, you know. Like I feel like my heart is getting out of my chest. And I noticed this. Mike Tyson was saying, my whole purpose was going to gym and suffer. And because of my background and my childhood, I actually like to go to suffer. I like to go to gym to hurt myself. You know?
Is that how you feel?
That's how I feel every time I go to gym. I want to go to suffer. For some reason.
Is that more of a mental thing as well as a physical thing for you?
Yeah, both.
Both.
Because like my body hurts so much and I cannot sprint no more. Or I can't punch no more. Or like somebody punched me so hard. And I'm like, this fucking temporary, like how it was when I was a kid. Glory came, I met my mom, you know. I survived. I didn't die. So it's absolutely right when they say tough time won't last forever. But tough people fucking do, like one like me, you know. And this is the beginning.
I don't know whether you are an emotional person. You seem like you could be an emotional person. When's the last time you were having to fight back any tears?
I don't really cry much, you know. I don't remember last time I cried. I decided not to cry because I cried so much when I was kid, but I don't cry no more. Like, if I cry, maybe I cry out of happiness, not because I'm sad or anything.
You feel like that aspect of your life is kind of
Yes.
almost like cried out from the
Yeah.
horrendous childhood that you had.
It's fucking weird to tell you this, man. I think nothing makes me upset no more in my life. Anything, whatever you call it, doesn't make me upset.
It's really sad to hear you say that, but I completely understand why you're saying that, because it's like, what's happened to you, your family, or your, like I said, the childhood you're talking about, it's like almost a case of, well, nothing can touch me now.
No.
Is that how you feel?
That's how I feel. When I go do my run, I love running. If I feel like, believe me, I feel like I can run to end of the world. You know, like I feel like nothing can stop me. I feel like I'm here to fight and conquer the world. That's how I feel. Maybe I'm tripping, but like that's how I feel, you know.
Where does your fight spirit come from? Because you talked to me about bringing yourself up from that age of 6 years old. So where does that fight spirit come from, do you think?
I think it comes from like the day I understood if I stop fighting, like I'll go to dark places, you know, some dark places that I don't wanna go there. So the fact that I can fight is just I don't wanna go to dark places. So that gives me motivation and inspire me. And lately I understand like how much a good effect I am for people around me. I really didn't know. Like I knew like I inspire a couple of people and stuff, you know, but I didn't know like it's a lot. Like I received so many messages from people back home in Iran, and they all look up to me. And then I noticed, oh no, I'm on the right track. No, maybe this is honestly my destiny to be great, because a lot of people message me, told me how much I motivate them, how much I make them feel good back home or even here. I went to talk sport, man. I got so many messages, like it was crazy. People like hear my story and they want to fight. They don't want to be a loser, you know. And honestly, from bottom of my heart, I want to be somebody one day in my life and just give back to kids, because I had no fucking childhood. You know, I want to just give it back to kids. I want to do whatever I possibly can do. If I have to go on the street and take this kid off the street and put them in the gym, or like maybe give them education, I just want to do that, you know. I think maybe why I'm here, literally, nothing else maybe. That's why I feel in this stage of my life. And that is so much love in it and energy. That's why I tell you, I'll be a problem for whoever wanna stop me doing that, whoever comes to ring and fight me. Maybe somebody, people need to understand I'm only 7-0. In couple of fights, when I get more experience, I knock people clean out, you know, because how they want to stop me with the type of energy and the you know, like when it comes, I'm very aggressive when it comes to fight. Like really need to drop me. You need to really knock me clean out, because that's just who I am. That's the story of my life. You knock me down, I'll come at you again. That's literally who I am.
Do you feel as though you're still or were fighting demons in your life?
Yes, I always want to be humble. That's the main goal to me, you know. I start feeling some attention. I got signed with Boxer, and my family or friend around me, they're like, oh yeah, you see, like you're about to make it. Like, I'm not anywhere yet. Like, I know this, but like at least I can get regular fights, my fights televised, and I'm the same kid. I had nothing many years ago, or even a couple of years ago when I came here as an 18 years old kid. Like, I was homeless. So some people might get arrogant or like see like what's going on, but every day I wake up, I say, you are nobody today, but if you are somebody in the future, you understand where you come from, who you are, and then stay humble. And I always I want people when they come to me enjoy some spending time and conversation with me, you know. I want to understand them, and I want them to understand me. So I try to stay humble, and I don't want to be, you know, like big-headed one day.
You mentioned depression. At what point of your life do you feel like you were open to depression more so than any other aspect or time in your life?
I think I was depressed. More than depression, what I suffered the most was anxiety. Do you know, I had something in my belly when I was a kid, like something bad is gonna happen. You know, when I was 8, 9, I used to sleep with my trainers. I was ready to run away. You know, that's why like I got this. I can't stay somewhere. Like, I'm always moving. I really feel anxious if I'm somewhere. Like, so like that time I was very depressed and anxious till I was maybe 18. As soon as I left home, my life changed. I felt like I was born again. Said it's only me and the world, and I'll go to enjoy and
Do you,
see it.
sorry, do you still get anxiety now?
Not really. No,
No.
no. I think I'm very strong to control and handle anything.
Is that because you've almost trained your brain for anxiety not to creep in anymore?
Yes. Do you know? Again, like, it's so crazy because we don't talk very deep. Like, obviously, it's gonna take a lot of time for me to open everything for you. But I tell you this: I've seen so many miracles in my life. It's crazy. Miracle doesn't surprise me no more. Miracle is supposed to like shock you, you know. Like, I had very good teachers in my life, and I was smart to. As my coach said when I was a kid, he was also like a father to me. He said to me, use other people's experience, not yourself to be experienced for others. So whoever do wrong, I look not to do the same. So that saves me a lot of energy, saves a lot of, like, it makes me, why would I don't make a lot of things wrong. I don't do anything wrong. Not I don't do anything wrong. I don't want to sound like that, but like that, the fact that I don't want to be somebody else's experience, and I'm really like careful what I do. I don't drag myself in so many stuff to be anxious or nervous or like, so what, like if anything happen, I can control it. I take a step back, I look at it from outside, and maybe I can do with it better.
Having had to fend for yourself since you were 6 years old, today at 25, who's got your back? Like, you fought for your family, you fought for your country, the situations you've been in. Who fights for you? Like, who's got your back? Who's in your corner of life that you can turn to today? Anyone?
I got a very good family and friends, maybe them, but I don't think anybody. I think just myself. It's been always like this, and
I thought you was going to answer it like
yeah,
that.
and it's always myself.
Yeah.
You know, always when I struggle, again, like God sent me help, but I noticed it's like that. You know, that's why I relate to boxing. Boxing is my life because it's like this. When I struggle, God sent people to help me, but it was me doing the war. You know, like how my coach trains me, and it's only me in the ring, and he stays behind the rope. You know, I feel like, yeah, God sent me. My coach when I was kid took me off the street, gave me a lot of advice, take care of me, but it's always me, you know.
Again, I think I'm going to know the answer to this next one, but you can answer this. For yourself, is it more difficult for you to fight physically, as in your actions, or fight mentally, as in what's going on in your mind? What's more difficult to fight?
Don't get me wrong, fighting physically is very tough, you know. Like I'm I'm super bantam. Like these people got fast hands, and the pace of fight is really intense. So like my body hurts too, but I practice to control my emotion, you know. And obviously for me, I find it more mentally because I got a lot of things going on around me, and I have to stay focused. For me, just the only I was telling my friend the other day. I said, listen, when I'm focused, I don't see anybody wanna face me. Like when I'm focused, when I'm really sharp. So I'm just I'm just practicing to stay switched on mentally for a long time, and that's when the big thing happens in my life.
Last one. What drives that fight within you? What is it that drives you today at 25 years old, having gone through everything you've gone through, still standing here today as one of the most confident 25-year-olds I've ever spoke to in my life? Genuinely are. What drives that fight for you today?
I tell you something, and I really mean it. First, I want the world and everything in it. I really want everything, and I won't stop. The fact that I want everything, I think that's the thing. Like, it's just me. You give me anything you have, I still want more. You know, if I'm champion, I still want more. I don't know. I just want more, and the fact that I want more every day is a hustle day, is a grind day. You know, so. And the second thing, as I said, I want to be champion of people and give it back to people. I won't be one of them one I have it all and doesn't want to share. That's just not me. Whoever knows me, whoever is my friend, whatever I have, I share with people, you know. So I want to have a lot to give back a lot. That's my goal.
Okay. Reza Ali, I appreciate you coming on this podcast. Like I said, I knew what I'd read, and I knew what I'd seen you talk about briefly in other interviews, but just listening to you talk about it, I mean, I don't even know where to even start to even, like I said, comprehend what you're saying to me in this. It's truly horrific and remarkable that you're sitting here now
Yes.
having this conversation, to be honest.
But look at my life now, Kugan. I'm the same guy. You know, yesterday, it was 2 days ago, I went to Barking. It's the place I used to sleep.
I know Barking.
And I went with my boy. I said to him, you see this place, like literally behind you? I used to sleep there. I remember I used to sit like that. And I was like, I'm telling the truth, I'm fucking happy. Because I'm free. Back home, I wasn't free. I had friends that they dragged me into trouble. I can't say no. Everybody will hate me and I'm fucked. You know? it's like we fighting the man, and I can just let my friends go like that. So I had no choice when I was just before I leave home. Everything like I was forced to do, you know. And when I came, and when I set free, I said, nothing matters. Honestly, nothing matters. I'm free. That's all it matters to me. I'm free, and I'm on the street today. I know where I'm gonna end up. Like, I have no amateur back. I have only 10 amateur fights. I 10 pro. Everybody said to me, "Oh, nobody will sign you. Nobody do that." I only did 3 fights, 4 fights. COVID came, and it was very hard for me compared to other fighters, because they had amateur background or they were already signed or something. I'm left with 10 amateur fight. I'm not signed, and I can progress because there is no fight. I can go sell ticket and fight. There is no fight, and I went again crazy. That's when I was grown up, like proper grown up man, like not being a teenager or a kid. That was the toughest time in my life. That I wanted to fight, I couldn't fight. But everyone said to me, you can get signed, this and that. I said, you know what? My whole life people said negative things to me. Oh, you can't do that, or like it's hard and stuff. It's hard for you, not for me. You don't know how strong I am. Like a couple of years ago, I had no penny in my pocket, you know. But I live lavish life today. I have everything I want. Got a beautiful house. I got amazing family. I got good friends. I got the best team. My team is great. I got a very good coach. I got great nutritionists, SNC, but whatever. My team is just like, I made a family. I have a family. That's why I'm rich, because I got a family. I got people that they never let me down. That's the biggest thing I could achieve in my life, because boxing one day will finish in my life. I can box for the rest of my life, you know. But like the people that I gathered together to become my family, that's my biggest achievement. Yeah, the family that I have today. It's like every day I go to my family house with my boys that are everything to me. When we play PlayStation, when we have barbecue time, or when it's my fight. You know, when I fight, when I'm in the camp, it's like 6, 7 of us, friends that I don't call them friends. They're my family. Everybody's on diet with me. Everybody goes run with me. Everybody helps me. When I go sparring, somebody carry my. I feel like I'm a superstar, and this is since day one. I'm telling you. Obviously, more I like with fights and stuff. My team got better, bigger and better, but I have it all, man. Like I got people come and cheer for me. You see my last fight, I was supposed to be number 4 on the card. They put me down number 1. I said to them, I'm gonna turn the silence to madness. I want to show Ben Shalom who's Razor Ali. You put me on the number 1 fight, but like I show you who are my fan. 300 people were there, made it to madness. Show me a fighter is number 1 in the card, and you had to see the venue. It was mad. Boxer came to me and said, Rezo, like your people are mad. You see how much noise they make. That's why like, I feel good, man. Like people love me and I give it back to them. So my life based on that makes it sweet, you know. I don't have drama in my life. I'm away from negativity. I'm away from things that stop me achieving my dream. That's why I'm like 100% sure I'm gonna make it. Why wouldn't I make it? I got the team. I got the people to support me. Now I'm fighting on the Sky big platform, signed with Boxer. Like it's my time. I feel good. All those hard work, and every time I was about to stop trying, I said take one more step. Now it's paying off. Now it's only me not cheating my grind, and that's just not me. You know, just give it 15 months, 12 months next year. Step by step, I show everybody who I am. I'll be a household name in the country, you know. What do I have less than anybody else? I don't have anything less. I also have them, I can say I got a lot more than them. They don't have the burning desire in my belly, in my heart. I wake up, I'm like, fuck, I fight the world, man. Who wants to face me?
Okay, Reza Ali, appreciate you coming on this podcast. Like I said, it's been, to say interesting is a real understatement. But yes, I do appreciate you coming on Raw the Fight Within.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man.
No, it's a pleasure to have you on, and yeah, just don't think I'm going to get anywhere nearer. I keep saying a story, but I think that's not giving it enough emphasis of what you're saying. But you know what I mean. But I don't think I'm ever going to have a podcast like this one with this kind of context in it. I mean, it's very sad, and I appreciate you kind of sharing some of that with us.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next week on Raw the Fight Within. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.
And let's go.
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 17, 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,